This young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Beyonce's explosive reaction to JayZ coming to her defense at the Grammys has taken the internet by storm. The Grammy night was filled with a plethora of events, and one of them is the Recording Academy ignoring Beyonce when it comes to the most coveted award of the day, the Album of the Year award. As a result of this, JayZ has stood up in his wife's defense, criticizing Grammy for not doing the right thing. However, news on the street is that his action didn't set well with Queen Bey. Join us in this video as we dive into the full drama. At the 66 Grammy Awards held on February 4th at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, a host of awards were given out just as they've done every year. But to the dismay of Beyonce's family and fans, the most prestigious award category at the Grammy, the Album of the Year award, commonly known as the Big Award, missed her once again. Despite her remarkable career and making history by winning the most Grammy Awards of all time, Beyonce hasn't won any in the Album of the Year category.
Okay. Well, this is an honor. Because we are witnessing history tonight. Breaking the record for the most Grammy wins of all time.
As such, JayZ became upset and decided to take it up with the Recording Academy when he was called on stage to receive the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. With his daughter, Blue Ivy, by his side, JayZ began his acceptance speech by thanking Dr. Dre and other rap artists who broke the glass ceiling for black artists. He then acknowledged that while music and therefore voting on the Grammy Awards is obviously subjective, his wife Beyonce has never won in the Album of the Year category. As he puts it, "I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and has never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work." Think about that. The most Grammys have never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
Some things, I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys.
While he didn't mention the young lady by name, it's believed that JayZ was referring to his wife Beyonce. Beyonce has been nominated for Album of the Year 4 times, but has never won. The first time Beyonce was nominated for Album of the Year was in 2010 for her third studio album, I Am Sasha Fierce. However, she lost out on it to Taylor Swift. Since this was only her first loss, there was no major backlash.
And the Grammy goes to... You guys better be nice to me, otherwise I won't tell you. Taylor Swift. Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift.
Featured artist, Colby Calais. Producers.
Then, ahead of the 57th Grammy Award, there were already concerns about the Recording Academy's decision-making process. For example, Beyonce's hit single, Drunken Love, was not nominated in the pop categories or for Record of the Year. At the awards ceremony, she won 3 awards for Best R&B Song and Best R&B Performance for Drunken Love. Still, the biggest surprise was when Beyonce lost the Album of the Year award to Beck. Beyonce's self-titled album was critically and commercially successful, and the singer radically changed the industry with her surprise release of the album. Yet it was still not enough. In 2017, Beyonce was up for Grammy Awards for her genre album, Lemonade. While she took home 2 awards, she lost several major categories, including Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year. It was a bitter disappointment for Beyonce, who was up against Adele for Album of the Year. After winning, Adele said she couldn't accept the award. "The artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was so monumental. Beyonce, so monumental," she said.
"Can't possibly accept this award, and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental, Beyonce. It was so monumental and so well thought out.
But Adele wasn't the only one upset. Critics argued that Adele's win over Beyonce was further evidence of the Academy's bias against black artists. In the 64 years of the Grammy Awards, only 11 black artists have won Album of the Year. But it didn't stop there. Again in 2023, at the 65th Grammy Awards, Beyonce was nominated for 3 major categories: Song and Record of the Year for Break My Soul and Album of the Year for Renaissance. Again, the Recording Academy picked another artist over her, this time Harry Styles. The 65th Grammy Awards were the last straw for many Beyonce fans, since it was the pop star's 4th loss for Album of the Year, and Renaissance was a shoo-in to win. Not only was Renaissance culturally significant for its homage to queer culture, but it was also named the best album of 2022 by several major publications.
You can read it.
Harry Styles!
Now, Beyonce wasn't nominated at all this year, and Taylor Swift took home Album of the Year for her album Midnights, giving her 4 wins in that category over her career, the most for any artist.
And the Grammy goes to... Taylor Swift.
These incessant losses opened the door for JayZ to criticize the recording house. Meanwhile, the rapper's remarks have generated a lot of controversy in the entertainment industry, with many celebrities weighing in on the matter. One of them is Kelly Roland. During the premiere of Bob Marley, One Love in Los Angeles, Kelly Roland chatted with E.T. about the speech, saying, "Sean Carter is one of the greatest men I know, and his words ring so loud to me. I couldn't be more proud of him. I'm just really happy for a lot of things that he said. I think that he made a lot of artists feel very seen and very heard in those minutes that he took on stage, whether you carried some of that for years or a year or felt some sort of way about that." However, The View host Alysa Griffin didn't share the same opinion with Roland. She wasn't impressed with JayZ's speech, citing that he took away from Taylor Swift's moment that night. Griffin, who is a Swift fan, said, "I just don't like it. It feels like taking away from artists who are winning that night." Beyonce has been such a support system to Taylor Swift. She showed up to the opening of her Eras Tour movie. Taylor went to hers, and it felt like it was taking away from her making history that night by winning the most albums of the year. In addition to Griffin, entertainment legend and The View co-host Whoopi Goldberg had some very pointed thoughts on the 99 Problems rapper's speech. Goldberg said, "Bey not having an Album of the Year award is not a big deal, considering the Renaissance artist already has 32 Grammys. Well, she's got 38, so I kind of appreciate all of that. And they're not just for one thing. So for me, she is. It doesn't matter if they gave her that album. I mean, and listen, it's subjective. People are voting. You can't determine who's doing it unless you're the person voting. So I think 38 is kind of not a terrible number."
I kind of appreciate all of that, and they're not for just one thing.
Yes.
So for me, she is... It doesn't matter if they give...
However, this isn't the first time someone else has acted as the mouthpiece for Beyonce. If you can recall the 2009 incident when Kanye West controversially stole the spotlight from Taylor Swift, the country superstar had won the MTV Music Video Award and was giving an acceptance speech when a drunk Kanye stormed onto stage, stole the microphone, and dissed Swift's winning song, declaring that Beyonce's Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It, should have won. Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. The rap star blathered as boos filled the hall. One of the best videos of all time.
One of the best videos of all time.
But in the midst of all of this is Beyonce. And reportedly, it seems the singer didn't appreciate her husband standing up for her. According to body language expert Judy James, Beyonce was initially looking at her husband with an expression of delight and devotion, and she kept smiling even after he started to reference boycotts. But that frozen-looking symmetric smile showed she was uncomfortable. Some fans are also of the opinion that despite JayZ's intentions to defend and honor his partner, they believe Beyonce looked embarrassed by it all. One ex-user said, JayZ is literally the worst speech giver in life. Beyonce literally looks embarrassed. Beyonce was so embarrassed, OMG, another added. And a third cited that Beyonce not making and writing her albums herself could be the cause. The user wrote, she always had strong competition like Adele and Bruno Mars, who absolutely deserved it. I think it's also because Beyonce doesn't make and write her albums herself. It's well known that she doesn't. Conversely, the Bey Hive is spilling a load of praise for JayZ's speech. One fan said, man, just laying down facts. JayZ spoke real, another added. Over to you, viewers. What's your take on JayZ standing up for his wife? And do you think Beyonce is embarrassed by it? Let us know in the comment section. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel for more hot piping tea in the entertainment industry.